Massive news has just dropped in the NASCAR world as NASCAR has announced the penalties for Hendrick Motorsports, Kaulig Racing, and Denny Hamlin. So we'll first start off with the big. Actually, yeah, we'll start with the biggest one, just to get that out of the way. The biggest one is that all Hendrick Motorsports cars has been penalized. 100 owners points and 100 drivers points and 10 NASCAR playoff points to the Hendrick Motorsports drivers. Only the 5, 24, and the 48 are affected by it. The 9 has only been deducted 100 owner points and 10 playoff points because Chase Elliott is obviously is still out for a bit longer. So this is massive, actually. And Kaulig as well was also part of the deduction of 100 owners points, 100 driver points, and 10 playoff points. What this basically means is that William Byron, he is still in the playoffs because of those 2 wins, so he's still in it. The 48 of Alex Bowman, he's now dropped down to 22nd. Can't remember where Justin Haley is. I'm guessing probably around, say maybe around 30s. Kyle Larson, he is now behind Cody Ware in 32nd place, I'm pretty sure, or 31st. Chase Elliott, however, so Chase Elliott, he's technically been moved up to 26th place, I'm pretty sure. Just because obviously he wasn't, there was no points deducted in his end. So let's just have a look at the article right here. Obviously by NASCAR. NASCAR gives Hendrick Motorsports, Kaulig Racing level 2 level penalties. So basically, there's also the crew chiefs have also been fined and received suspensions, which was Cliff Daniels, Alan Gustafson, Rudy Fugle, and Blake Harris for Hendrick and Trent Owens for Kaulig. This is so the section in which they violated was sections 14.5.4.2a, which deals with how the radiator duct is assembled. The teams were found with unapproved modifications of a single source vendor supplied part. It's actually the same as what they did to Brad Keselowski and Michael McDowell's team last year. So NASCAR is obviously going pretty difficult of them. And obviously the biggest one was obviously the Lovers, which NASCAR obviously had. So I won't play the video, but this is obviously the video just of Elton Saur, or the latest senior VP of competition of NASCAR. He's just talking about, I guess, the Lovers, which are basically, I'm pretty sure they are the ducks on the hood. I might be wrong about that. But so obviously I talked about it in my Phoenix video. They confiscated that. Took them to the R&D center for further evaluation, and they found it to be illegal. So that is interesting news. Obviously, pretty big news, especially for Hendrick Motorsports, as I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've actually, I'm pretty sure this is also the biggest fine as well, which is $500K to Hendrick Motorsports. That was the biggest. That is, that is the biggest fine being sent to a team. Obviously, it was last held by Michael Waltrip Racing in 2013 with the Spingate incident. And I guess we'll go into the next penalties, which is involving Denny Hamlin. So as you can see here, Denny Hamlin has been issued a deduction of 25 driver points and a fine of $50,000 for violating sections 4.4 of the NASCAR rule books. Point B and D. So you might be wondering what it's talking about. Well, actually, I did not cover this in my Phoenix race review, so I apologize for that. But basically, it is talking about Hamlin intentionally having contact with Ross Chastain in late restart. So Hamlin was basically pushed high into turn 1. And took Chastain with him towards the wall, making contact. Hamlin was in 6th place before the race's final restart, finished 23rd, 1 point ahead of Chastain, and there were the final 2 cars on the lead lap. This obviously violates section 4.4, NASCAR member code of conduct within the section. These items were detailed B, which is attempting to manipulate the outcome of the race or championship and wrecking or spinning another vehicle, whether or not that vehicle is removed from competition as a result. And D, actions NASCAR finds to be detrimental to stock car racing on NASCAR. Obviously, Denny actually mentioned it in his podcast, basically saying it was not an accident, it was intentional. He actually meant to do that. So he kind of shot him. So he kind of shot himself in the foot right there. But yeah, and he actually said himself that he would not be appealing the penalty, which is absolutely fair enough. So yeah, pretty big, obviously. A big penalty news day, we'll say, for NASCAR. And now, obviously, with the updated point standings, here it is. Obviously, you can see this Kevin Harvick now leads the championship. The next highest one, as we see, is, if we scroll down a bit, is William Byron. Obviously, there's Chase Elliott down in 26. William Byron, he is 29th. What's Alex Bowman? Pretty sure Alex Bowman is up, yes. So actually, Bowman is the first driver, as he is in 23rd place. We move further down. There's Kyle Larson down in 32nd. And there's Justin Haley with minus 40 points. So he's currently in dead last place, even behind the drivers who are not even competing for points. He is dead last. So it's interesting, we'll say that. But this is obviously massive effect on the championship, we'll say. I mean, it's only like the fourth race, so it doesn't really matter. But still, it's pretty big to be penalized this early. But I do think Hendrick, I think they'll be fine. I mean, the NRF made some stupid take about this as being like the worst season for Hendrick Motorsports. Technically, yes, but not Carlos, but William Byron, he's gotten 2 wins. Bowman has been crazy consistent, and Larson has just picked up the pace a bit. Obviously, the only bad thing is that Chase Elliott is out for a couple weeks. So, I don't know what NRF is smoking right now, but whatever it is, what it is. But yeah, that's really about it. It's been a massive penalty day for NASCAR. And obviously, I'll leave the articles down in the description below so you can read it for yourself. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.